everyone. I am Melanie Youngsma of the Lansing Journal, standing here with Josh Bootsma, our managing editor.
Hello, everybody.
We are standing outside of Lansing Christian School this morning, Josh.
Yep. We're here for the end of reading week at Lansing Christian. I think yesterday they had grandparents in to read and some other family members, and today it's businesses and organizations and other folks from around town here in Lansing.
So when Matt came in and let us know about that, the principal here, we thought, hey, why don't we do that?
Absolutely.
So I went to the Lansing Public Library, and the people in their youth department were so helpful. They helped me choose this book, The Newspaper Club by Beth Vrabel. So thank you, Lansing Public Library. And that's the book that Josh and I are going to read to 4th and 5th grade classes here at Lansing Christian School.
That's right. We've got 2 different classes that we're reading to. We're paired up with Gia Davis today, the owner of G.G. Willikers, a recent local flavor award winner. So we're excited to read with her. We're excited to, hopefully teach some kids a little bit about newspaper, maybe answer some questions. And we're going to read to some classrooms. We'll see how it plays out.
I'll admit our secret agenda is recruiting the next generation of newspaper reporters.
Always our secret agenda, yeah. So we're going to go inside and read to some kids.
All right.
So this book is called The Newspaper Club. I'm going to start in chapter 2 because it's kind of a thick book. We don't have time to read it all today. But this book is about a young girl who moved from a big city to a small town.
And she felt like this was a big change, and she didn't know how to figure things out. So she wanted to, she didn't know how to make friends, she didn't know how to fit into Bear Creek. So this book is the story of how she uses her newspaper skills to build a new life in a new town.
This is Nellie's story, okay? Starting a story doesn't take a lot of creativity. That's what Dad tells me all the time. He says it's easy to spot cub reporters. Cub means new in newspaper speak, because their articles are trying too hard.
Good stories have to answer just 5 questions. Who, what, when, where, and why.
We talked a lot, me and my dad, or at least we used to. It was kind of hard to reach him now. Kind of funny, isn't it, that the swings were the only place in Bear Creek with good enough reception for me to reach Dad? We had the best conversations on those swings. Maybe you'd think you'd be scared to talk with someone while flying higher than probably anyone ever has in Bear Creek.
But it wasn't scary for me. I liked to pump my legs until I was soaring so high I was just about horizontal to the ground. I didn't see anything down there, not one bit of Bear Creek, and that's how I liked it.
The only problem with soaring into the sky on a swing is that sometimes you need to get to the ground fast without breaking your legs. That was the predicament that I found myself in when the screaming started.
Again, the men looked at me. Chief Rogers cleared his throat. Why don't you go play and let me handle this, kid? I didn't move. The First Amendment offers freedom to the press. Chief Rogers turned back to Hank.
Well, there aren't any footprints in the dirt, no witnesses. Is it possible you tripped? Chief Rogers asked. Tripped? Hank gasped. Of course I didn't trip. Come on now, I'm telling you, I was attacked. A gasp behind me made Chief Rogers whip around so fast he had to grip his neck afterwards. In front of me, Hank nodded vigorously. I didn't bother to turn. I just sighed. I knew that gasp. It was Mrs. Kim Franklin, and that meant that Min had found me. Great. Just when Bear Creek was starting to get interesting. Thank you.
You have any questions? Go ahead.
Where did you get the book from?
I got this one from the Lansing Public Library. Thanks for letting us and Mrs. Davis come.
Oh, well, Josh, how do you think it went?
I think it went really well. We both got the chance to read, which was fun.
Yep.
And this book is really good, really fun. And we chose a chapter that ended kind of on a cliffhanger. So I think the kids were really invested in it. And yeah, it was fun to visit 2 different classrooms. We visited one of them with the Spanish immersion classroom. So it was kind of fun to hear them talking in Spanish when we came and when we left.
Very impressive.
Yeah, some good questions from the kids too. It was, really fun.
Do you think, did you notice any future journalists in either of the classrooms?
I think so. I think we hit some people with the message of being appropriately critical and thinking hard about stuff. Yeah. it was good to see other organizations, and like the police chief is here. There's another police officer who walked in as we were coming out, and yeah, it was just
Firemen were here.
yeah,
Just a good way to interact with kids.
yeah, and the kids really like to. Reading from a hard book is still a very, I think, a very good thing to do. You know, people like it. People
Even though
like.
we're an online newspaper.
Right, that's right.
We do, we're
We
not,
endorse hard
we're not
copies.
against print. And I liked the book. I had a chance to read the whole book. And honestly, it's been a while since I've sat down with a hard copy book and
Yeah.
read it cover to cover. But I thought it was really educational, but also entertaining. There's a couple of mysteries going on in the story. Very relatable, I think, to kids of quite a range of ages, people who are trying to make friends, trying to fit in. So I enjoyed it myself, and I hope the kids were intrigued by it as well.
Thanks for your work on deciding on this, and the Lansing Library, of course, as well, for getting you that book.
Yeah.
And thank you, to Lansing Christian for allowing us to come in. It was really a fun time.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys next week.